There you are. Good morning and welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world. And the title of today's talk is, I always feel like I'm giving a Zen sermon. It's Sunday morning, why not? Anyway, the title is The Zen of Commercials. The Zen of Commercials. So I'm writing about commercials, which we all know, and Zen Koans, which most don't know. So you got the Zen Koan, and you got the commercial, and let's put them together. Let's see how they are similar and how they are different. Now let's start with the commercial. Now I'm 87 years old, and when I grew up, there was radio commercials, and there was newspaper, magazine, print commercials. TV commercials hadn't been invented yet. And I remember when I was in, sixth grade, 1950, I saw my first TV, and I saw Howdy Doody. It's a puppet show. Should have got the message right there. Puppet. What are the strings pulling a puppet? What are the strings behind the puppet? And then I saw a commercial. And the commercial was somebody selling a food cutter. They're still doing it. Same vegetables, same cutters. Oh, you'll be so much better if you have this cutter. There it was. So then as TV came in, TV commercials came in, and we've been indoctrinated, brainwashed by commercials since the 50s. That's 50, 74 years, 70 some years. Now they're just, they Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, they creep in everywhere. There's a little space, they stick a commercial in it. Oh, I got some free space, finally, I got some free space. Stick a commercial in it. So TV is a commercial delivery system. And we don't know what the fuck a commercial is. We don't know how it works. We don't know the operating system of a commercial. That should be taught in school. If you don't understand the operating system, you're a puppet to the commercial. It's going to pull your string. So let's look at the strings. What are the strings behind a commercial? Well, first of all, the commercial goes back to Genesis, goes back to the beginning of Christianity and the mythology of the Western world. And the mythology of the Western world is that nature and man is fallen. This was the core teaching of the Catholic Church. And it hasn't gone away. The idea that you're fallen. Somehow it takes different dimensions. Of course, you got the religious dimension, which is that man is fallen because he ate the apple, and now you got to have Jesus in order to restore the garden, to stand up. And then you got the commercial, I'm fallen and I can't stand up. Well, I'll sell you something to stand up, or I'll pick you up. So the commercials and the religious message are basically the same. One's on a religious, mythological, religious level, the other's on a secular level. So whether you are religious or secular, it doesn't make any difference. You're getting the same message. And the message is that you're fallen. You need something. You need a little boost. You need a little product. You need a new idea. You need something. You're fallen. And that question, that's the frame in which the commercial is given. You don't question the frame. The fish doesn't question the fish bowl. The fish swims in a circle in a fish bowl. I have a little beta next to my kitchen table. He's a guru for me. I learned so much from that. This fish swims in a circle. Or maybe he's got his nose right up against the glass. Goldfish do this, and they're swimming like crazy, but they can't get through. They don't know there's a bowl, but they know. Now let's get the metaphor straight here. The mind is a fish in a collective fish bowl, which is culture. And our culture, which is divided into secular and religious, frames consciousness in the West with the idea that you need something. Somehow you're not complete. Somehow you're fallen. Somehow you're missing something. And why do I suffer? This was a question Buddha asked. Why do I suffer? Why is there old age, sickness, and death? Now that's a metaphor. It's not literal old age. It's a metaphorical way of speaking, which is old age, sickness, and death is suffering. Why does everything get old? Why does everything get diseased and crumble and fall apart? Why do things disappear? Why everything I love goes? So these are deeper questions than just being old and getting sick and death. But anyway, the point is, why am I falling? Why can't I get up? So the baby, the little child, learns to stand up and walk, and he's so happy. But then he learns that there's something missing. So he's always, and you can see it happening. If this was sitting on a coffee table, and the little child would reach for it, the mother might say, "Don't touch that, there's thorns in it." Boom. And so the child is put in a fishbowl from the beginning. That if you're, well, I'm getting far apart here, but anyway, the idea is that the natural curiosity of the child is stopped when it gets into trouble, So the world is divided into good and bad. Don't touch that, touch that. This is okay, that's not okay. And something is missing. The whole is missing. The completeness is missing. So the point is that the commercial starts with the ground or frame that is not questioned. So everything you get from the birth is within that fishbowl, and it is circular. Now if you watch the fish, he goes in a circle. Why can't I? He thinks he's going straight, but he knows something's wrong, but he doesn't know what it is. So he blames things in the fishbowl. The other fish are causing me to go in a circle. It's the damn rocks in there. It's the algae. It's polluted. It's the other fish. They're trying to eat me. So all this suffering is created within the fishbowl. The fishbowl is never questioned. Why? Because it can't see it. The fishbowl is empty. It can't see it. But it shapes me. So this question, this unanswered question, shapes the mind we swim in, so we're always looking to go straight, to get to the promised land, to get something, but we're going in circles and we don't know why. And we're killing we're fighting ourselves inside of a fishbowl. So that's the commercial. That's what's been fed to us for 70 years. Something's wrong with you. You need a new vacuum cleaner. You need something. And it works on different levels. You got the physical level, like I need something, I feel a little incomplete. Oh, look at that. I'm on Amazon. Oh, look at that. That's what I need. Or you go shopping. Or you go to a department store. Remember that? Go to a big department store. Oh, look at that. Christmas. Oh, you get what you want on Christmas. You'll be complete on Christmas. But then the next day, something's missing. But the point is, it instills doubt. The commercial plants doubt that you need something. And then, of course, it'll provide what you need. And then you buy it. And it could be an idea. You need Trump. Or you need Biden. You need Jesus, whatever it is. You need this, and something will be. So this is the basic structure of the commercial. Now, how is a Zen koan different? Let's get in. Nobody really, this was just kind of like my morning meditation, and I went, whoa, you know, and I wrote it down, and I want to share it with you. So how does a koan work? Now, a Zen koan is a little drama. It's got a monk and a master. And the monk has a problem. The monk has a question. It could be, what is the way to end suffering? Or what is Buddha? How can I end this suffering? What do I need? What can I get? What can you give me? He goes to the master like he goes to a car salesman. Now, what car will satisfy me? So the monk goes with a twist. He goes with a discomfort. He goes with a nagging question. What am I? Who am I? Why do I suffer? Why do I hurt? Tried everything. Nothing works. Got all the money in the world, still suffer. Got all Jesus and all the religion in the world, still suffer. Still. Why? Why? So that's where the monk is when he goes to the master in a koan. He's already gone through the commercials and bought everything, and nothing works. So now he goes to a Zen commercial. Now this is going to be difficult to understand, so we'll try anyway. What the hell? So the monk has a question. He's got a pain. He's got a twist. And the master is standing there. And the monk will ask a question. All these Zen koans are the same. There's a question, and there's a totally absurd answer by the master. So the monk says, what is Buddha? They're all asking the same question. Who am I? What am I? Why do I suffer? And they frame it in different ways. What is Buddha? What's the way? Yada, yada. So the monk asks, what is the way? And the master says, your ordinary mind is the way. What? It's my ordinary mind that I want to get out of. Or the monk says, what is Buddha? And the master says, a dead cat. Well, what use is a dead cat? Or the monk says, what is Buddha? And the master says, a bagel. Or an oak tree. Or the traffic. Or the kitchen sink. So all these answers by the master are absurd from the monk's point of view, and yet they're both in this fishbowl together. So you can't just dismiss it and say, oh, this is stupid shit. You can't just dismiss it because these koans most of them come from the golden age of Zen, which was the 700 to 900 AD in the Tang Dynasty. And a lot of these Zen koans were written down. They're little capsules of a drama, a contradiction between your mind and a master's mind. But what's the master's mind? You know what the monk's mind is? It's your mind. The monk's mind is your mind. The master's mind is in there with you, in relationship with you, looking at you, but he's coming from a different place. Now that's a new twist. So let's take a breakout. There's some breakout koans. So you take Josh Yu's Mu. Now, I hope I have time for this. Well, let me see if I can condense this. Right. So the commercial assumes that you're fallen, and the Zen koan assumes that you are awake. Okay, that's our path. All right. So the commercial assumes you're fallen and you're going to need something. The commercial will sell you. You got that. Now the Zen koan is a relationship between the monk and the master, or the customer and the salesman. It's a dialogue here. And the monk has a problem, I hurt, and the master responds, but he reflects the hurt back on the monk by not responding the way the monk expects. So if you go to somebody, a friend, and you say, oh, I hurt, they're going to give you sympathy. They're going to listen to you. They're going to say, oh, yes, I had that experience too. Or they'll give you an affirmation, oh, you'll get over it, just be patient, get over it. Or they'll give you something to use that they used, or tell you what to buy, or a book to read. But they're going to relate to you and respond to you that affirms your hurt. The salesman or your friend or your parents or whatever, if you go to them and I say, oh, I really hurt, I'm suffering, they're going to affirm you. Yes, I know how that is. They're going to identify, affirms, and give you a way out. Or just say, buck up, it'll pass. The master doesn't do that. The master doesn't affirm your suffering. He doesn't do anything about it. He doesn't even seem to relate to it. It's like he's looking out the window. Oh, how can I get rid of this suffering? What is Buddha? Who am I? A bagel. Now that's insane. And that's people don't understand. But what's the master doing there? What's he doing? He's a mirror. And it reflects, I got this pain, and it goes there, and it comes back. Now you have to work with koans, this is what Albert Lowe taught me, you have to inhabit the koan. You have to be the monk, and you have to be the master. And you go back and forth, you play with it. You play with it. This is like when you go to marriage therapy. The therapist might say, now take the position of your wife, or take your husband's position. And each plays with the other's viewpoint, back and forth, back and forth. Or if you go to a movie, you have to inhabit the movie. You can't understand a movie if you sit in the audience with your arms crossed. Well, this is a stupid movie, I wouldn't do that. You'll never understand the movie. You have to dive into the movie and inhabit everybody there. You have to dive into the koan and inhabit the two contradictory viewpoints. Because the koan creates a twist. Now here's where the commercial doesn't create, the commercial creates a twist in you by affirming that you're already fucked up, you're fallen, and you need something, and I'm going to give it to you. Oh, you're going to give it to me, oh. But it affirms the idea that you're fallen. Now the Zen koan is a reversal. The Zen master knows that you are awake. You're already always awakened. You're not fallen, you're standing up. There's nothing wrong with you. You're okay. So, but you can't tell somebody that if you go, you see, if you're hurting and you go to somebody who says, oh, I'm hurting, and say, I'll get over it, you're okay. That's going to be a dismissal. That's going to be that isn't going to work. But the Zen master doesn't say you're okay. He just says, eat a bagel. Or something that points to something concrete. So, why do I suffer? And he might say, did you pick cotton today? Or what is your teaching? And the master says, wash your bowl. Did you have breakfast? Yes. Well, wash your bowl. Or moo. But the answer the master gives does not affirm the monk's suffering. In fact, he sees right through it and points to something concrete. He points to something real. He points to something that's everyday. The cat, the chair. What is Buddha? The chair in your foyer. What is Buddha? The lamp on your table. Why do I suffer? I say, what is the way? Your everyday mind is the way. So the master is just pointing to concrete things in the situation. The master and the monk are walking through the garden, and he says, what is Buddha? Who am I? And the master says, the oak tree over there. Or the cloud in the sky. He's just pointing to something concrete. And my mind says, what the hell does that mean? Wow, 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 wow. So the Zen koan creates an opposite twist to the commercial. The commercial assumes or affirms that something's wrong with you and you need something to help you. And the koan is a reversal. There's nothing wrong with you. But the master can't tell you that, because then you're just dismissing the monk. You have to discover it. So the koan creates a twist or a contradiction in you that you can't figure out with your logical intellect or sense of self or importance or sense of being special. That mind can't figure it out. So the koan, if you really want to awaken, if it's a matter of ultimate concern, the koan is a way of getting at, metaphorically, a way of getting at the strings that are pulling your mind. They're a way to get to the puppet. We can end with that. My first TV show was Howdy Doody, a puppet. And so your whole path is the puppet waking up. Something is pulling my strings, but I don't know what. And you finally see that there are no strings. I'm okay. I'm a real person. I've been real all along. Pinocchio. Barbie. I'm a real human all along. And I've thought I was a puppet. So the commercial creates the puppet, and the Zen koan makes you aware that you're not a puppet. Period. Let's stop with that. Thanks for dropping in.